Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another The Bearded IT Dad live IT career questions and advice. Ask me anything. My name is Dakota. I am your host. I've been in the IT field for several years now. I am currently the director of network operations for a local small internet service provider. And tonight, live, we are doing an impromptu stream where we're going to answer any questions you guys might have about the IT career field, whether you're looking to get advice on IT certifications, which one's the right one for you, career advice, whatever you name it, you can ask live here in the chat and we will answer it in the comments below. We are streaming here on the YouTube. I hope everyone can hear me all right. Let me know down in the chat if you can hear me okay this evening. How is everyone doing? It feels good to be back. You decided to go live tonight? I did. I was actually here in the studio doing some other work for another video we have coming out soon. And I said, what the heck? I'm going to go live and surprise my audience. So here I am. I've had the heck of the last couple of weeks. I've been on the road. I'm just actually getting over a cold. I've been out to 3 different conferences the last 3 weeks. And, you know, I haven't put any content out, and I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go live tonight and talk to you guys. So welcome. You can hear me just fine. I am glad. It's so great to be live again. I just recorded a great interview with Pentester Labs, talking about how to get into penetration testing and different skills you guys need. That will be airing for our holiday giveaway. I am getting so excited for our holiday giveaway, everyone. Last year we did a holiday giveaway where we tried to give back to the community IT training material and products to help people get their start in the IT field and advance their careers. Last year, we were able to raise $25,000 to give back to the community and gave you guys $25,000 worth of IT subscriptions to learning platforms and such like that. This year, I've decided to double down, and we are going to double down and try to donate $50,000 worth of IT training. We are actually already up to $30,000 worth of IT donations. So it is really great and a lot of fun. So if you guys are just tuning in, welcome. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the chat and we will answer them live here on the stream. Now, you know, this interview brought up some really great points, and you know, one thing, I sound like a broken record and I can't stress enough, is how important your soft skills are here in the IT career field. Your abilities to communicate with people and, you know, talk to the non-technical people. Not everyone you work with and come across in the IT field is going to be super tech savvy or knowledgeable. And one of the most important skills is to learn how to communicate with those types of people in a way that they don't feel like you're talking down to them. They want to feel that they're just as important as, you know, anyone you've talked to that day, and they want to be able to understand in terms they're familiar with. You know, they might not know the proper term for something or the right thing, but you might have heard them talk about it in a certain way and be able to relate and use similar language with them that they can better understand what you're talking about, and it makes them feel special. It makes them feel like you're going the extra mile and taking care of them, because you are. And that's one of the most important things in the IT field, is those soft skills. I just can't stress it enough to you guys that how important those skills are. Now, if you're just looking to get into the field, some of the best certifications out there are certifications like the entry-level CompTIA certifications, like the CompTIA A Plus, Net Plus. There's the Cisco CCNA certification, which is another great entry-level IT certification out there. You know, a lot of people ask me, hey Dakota, should I go get IT certifications, or should I buckle down and go get a college degree, maybe an associate's or bachelor's degree in computer sciences? And you know, I've officially come to the opinion that while college education is great, it is not for everyone. And the IT field is quickly realizing that and is dropping the requirements for for a college education to be able to land a job in the IT field. I really do think in the next probably 5 to 10 years, we're going to see probably a college education, that requirement, go away from most IT jobs. It's already on that path. We're already on the path of getting rid of IT, of getting rid of college education to land IT jobs. And what's so great about the IT certifications, when you take the right ones and you don't go out and just take any certification, you take the ones that apply to your skill set and the job you're learning. It really is it's not just a broad college education. It is sorry, my trash is poking out of the corner. There's a straw sticking up out of my trash can. Anyways, it's really laser focused on the skills you need to perform that task. Like the Cisco CCNA certification is an entry-level networking certification that, since it is a Cisco certification, it specializes in the skills you need to successfully troubleshoot and deploy Cisco switches. So it's really laser focused certification that is great for someone who's getting into the networking field. You're studying for your Net Plus right now. Just went over subnetting in the course I'm following. Subnetting is, a lot of people are so scared of subnetting, but it really isn't that hard. It's really not that big of a deal. Once you kind of understand the fundamentals of subnetting and stuff like that, it really is pretty easy. Subnetting is nothing to be intimidated by. The Network Plus is a great entry-level networking certification, and depending on what career path you're going, is really a door opener to not only jobs but future certifications. So thanks for doing this. Absolutely. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. And if anyone is so brave that they want to actually come on the channel, turn your webcam on and come join me, I will gladly send you a link so you can come on and ask your question live here on the live stream. If you don't want to just put it in the chat. Bad Panda Tech, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you guys haven't checked out the Bad Panda Tech YouTube channel, you should go over and check out his stuff. He has some really great tutorials and videos he's been doing over there. Great resource to the IT community. Welcome, Bad Panda. If you're looking for your first job in tech, what do you feel is the most important to have? A little experience or certifications? Experience goes a long way. Experience is, I think, one of the most important things to have in the field. So if you have some experience, there's no reason you shouldn't be applying for jobs right now. You don't need certifications. Now, if you have no experience, certifications will definitely help you build experience and build those important skills. So, they're both important. It really just depends on kind of what you're going for. Certifications build experience. You need experience for certain certifications, depending on what you're going for. So they're both very important. Experience is king in the field. So experience is, sorry, I kind of went off on a rant there, and I don't know where I was kind of going with that. Experience is the most important thing in the IT field, but if you don't have experience, you can substitute that with certifications. So I love this channel. I hope it's not a super short stream. LOL. No, I don't think it's going to be a super short stream. I don't know. We'll just see how long my voice holds out. As I was saying earlier, I've been at conferences the last 3 weeks in a row, and I had a cold, and I'm getting over this cold, and my voice hasn't recovered. So I will stream as long as my voice will hold out. So Nicely put, thanks, sir. Well, I don't think it was nicely put. I think I stumbled. I think I stumbled over my words there, but I'm glad I was helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. And Bad Panda, you're always welcome on the channel. So, if you want to hop on camera even and talk, let me know. I'm sure we'll have a great conversation. For those of you who are just joining, welcome. We kind of decided to do a random impromptu IT career questions and advice. Ask me anything, not affiliated with the channel IT career questions, but if you have any questions about the IT career field, feel free to drop them in the chat and we will answer them live on the stream. If your help desk job requires you to unlock accounts and reset passwords, is it really a help desk job? That is still giving, is that still giving experience? If your help desk job requires you to unlock accounts and reset passwords, is it really a help desk job? Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I did a lot of times in the help desk, was unlock accounts and reset passwords. That's a very common help desk task. Is that still giving experience? Absolutely. You are in Active Directory or Google Workspace or Microsoft Azure or whatever. You're gaining experience on how to deal with people and how to do whatever task you're doing. Absolutely, that is great experience to have. What is the coolest topic you saw at the conference? I went to three different conferences, two of them about tech, one of them about video production. I really enjoyed the video production one. It's called Vid Summit. It's a conference for YouTubers. There's some really great ideas on how to level up my YouTube channel. Some really cool things you're going to see me doing here in the near future. It was a lot of great motivation. The two IT conferences I went to are actually for internet service providers, and those were really interesting. A lot of big projects coming down the way, like federally funded expansion for internet service providers and stuff like that, to bring high-speed internet to rural areas. So that was also really cool. And being able to bring gigabit Ethernet to somewhere that had only dial-up. So still gaining experience. Absolutely. Yeah, if you're just unlocking passwords and resetting passwords, you're still gaining experience. Absolutely. Did you hear about the U.S. airports getting hacked? I did not hear about the U.S. airports getting hacked. I'm not surprised. What was this hack recently from? I can almost guarantee you it's probably Russia that hacked them. I may have actually heard about it, but I don't remember. Do you see a lot of value in school? It is primarily Chromebook based, a one-on-one situation transitioning into a Windows-centric environment. Oh, do you see a lot of value in schools that is primarily Chromebook based, a one-on-one situation transitioning to Windows? Okay, so I've worked in a school environment. I used to work for a school district as a network engineer, but I dealt with Chromebooks on a daily basis. Chromebooks are great, I feel, several different ways. They're nice and easy to manage. They're inexpensive. Parts are typically easy to get for them. They're typically pretty rugged. But as everyone knows, Chromebooks have limitations, and that's where Windows can excel. You're gonna notice you're gonna run into a lot more problems and troubleshooting you're gonna have to do in a Windows-centric environment. You can't just do a simple power wash on a Windows computer like you can a Chromebook. There's certain things that's not going to be as quick and easy to troubleshoot. Yes, the PCs are going to be more capable, and I definitely think once you get into at least the high school level, if not middle school, you should be on a Windows based machine instead of a Chromebook. but Chromebooks are just easy, simple, and they work. And with everything moving to the cloud and web, Chromebooks are, I think, really going to be the future, one way or another. They've become so much more powerful lately too. What are your thoughts on help desk versus data center technician? For someone who is working as a data center technician, what positions can they pursue next? Those are two totally different roles. Help desk, I'd say, is a lower level role than a data center technician. When you're entering the field, you're probably going to start off as a help desk and move into a data center technician position, which if you're already working as a data center technician, it really depends on what you want your career path to be. Do you want to stay in the data center and learn big data and cloud technologies? If you like the data center, I definitely start learning more cloud, because cloud's the future. And if you're already familiar with that style environments in a data center, it's going to be easy. Just remember, cloud is just someone else's data center. That's all it is. It's the same thing. But it really depends on what you want to learn. So let me know what interests you the most, and I can kind of give you a little bit better advice on what you should pursue next. What's your opinion on IT boot camps? Worth it? I've never attended an IT boot camp ever, to be honest with you. I'm not a fast learner when it comes to the way they teach a lot of times in boot camps. I'm very much a hands-on learner and a visual learner. A lot of times boot camps just kind of scoot through things way too fast for you to actually retain the knowledge, I feel. Some people that can just soak up information like a sponge do great in boot camps. But if you're not great at just absorbing the information, boot camps are difficult, and especially difficult when you have absolutely no knowledge on the topic. Boot camps are okay if you have some knowledge or if you need like a refresher on a topic. Boot camps are great for if like you've already experienced in that field and you just need to like refresh your knowledge and skills. Boot camps are great for that, but if you know nothing, then I don't recommend it. I'd recommend taking your time and actually learning, something. This is in regards to the airports getting hacked. Yep, it was Russia. I'm not surprised. I do think I heard something on the news about airports being hacked by Russia and causing flight delays. I can't say I'm surprised. I find it interesting, but there's infrastructure in a whole is so vulnerable, especially here in the US. It's really scary. It's things, if you really start thinking about the vulnerabilities and how easy it is to take down like an electrical grid system, it'll keep you up at night. So I try not to think about that stuff too much, but it's only a matter of time. So yeah, I'm not surprised whatsoever. Richard, the main issue I see with Chromebooks is they can't actually install Microsoft Office. Main issue I have with my students is wanting Office on Chromebooks. But Office 365 on the web has gone so advanced, I almost don't see the need to install a fat client of Office. For those of you who don't know, a fat client is actually installing the program, the application on the machine. And I beg to differ with that argument, because Office 365 online has become so advanced. It can really do everything that the old fat client desktop applications could do. And then you also have like Google Docs and stuff, which is right up there, I feel, with Microsoft Office and Word products. So if someone is just wanting to do office tasks, I think a Chromebook is fine. It's plenty powerful enough to do everything in Office that a regular laptop would do. The certain things you're going to miss out, I feel like, on a Chromebook is running certain specific applications that only can run on Windows or something like that, such as graphic design software or certain other applications like that. I'm starting at University of Phoenix this January for data science. Congratulations, Blue Lantern. Keep us updated on how that goes. That's an exciting journey. You know what your end career goal is, Blue Lantern? What do you actually want to do with your career yet? Let me know in the chat. That's exciting, Blue Lantern. Good luck on your stories. Absolutely. Or studies. Absolutely. Fact. I've been overthinking that stuff for a while now. Absolutely. Yeah. How vulnerable the power grid is, and water treatment systems and all that. It is scary. So it'll definitely keep you up at night. I personally would rather have the program on my computer and not have to pay each year. But what if you're not paying for it? That's the thing. I have Office 365 through my work, that my work also allows me to use the license for personal things. I have a free copy of Office 365 through my cell phone carrier, T-Mobile. I have another free copy of Office 365 through my local community college that I haven't taken a class in years. So I got like 5 different ways to get Office 365 for free online. So I don't pay for Office 365. And I do have it installed. I will admit, I do have the fat client installed on my desktop, on my laptop. But I'm just as happy using the web version. So are IT jobs still getting harder to get because of the economy? Do you foresee it getting better anytime soon? That's a tough question. I think it's still, I still think it is easier than ever to land a job in the IT career field. Just due to the supply and demand. There is a huge demand for IT career positions right now, and the bar, I think, has never been lower of what employers are willing to take as entry-level experience and skills. So do I think as of today the job market is easy for someone to get into? It's not too bad. Do I think it's going to change as we might be heading towards a recession? If you may have seen the video I put out a few weeks ago talking about the upcoming recession and the effect it's going to have on the job market, I do believe it's going to have an effect on the job market. It would be stupid for me to say that a recession is not going to have a job effect on the job market. It definitely will affect it. It just is a matter of how much it's going to affect it. Am I seeing companies, big giant corporations reduce their IT technical jobs? Yes, you're already seeing that. A lot of organizations are already reducing their workforce. So it's not necessarily harder to get a job. It is to just reduce numbers, I think, in the near future. So if you are thinking about getting a job in the IT field, I wouldn't hesitate. I would start applying right away and make that jump sooner than later, so you can start building that experience. Alrighty. I am interested in Linux. Linux for me is much easier than Windows. I am currently studying for the Linux Plus exam. My goal is to jump from being data science into a Linux administration. Oh, absolutely. The Linux Plus is a great stepping stone for you then. Linux is a great operating system. I would dive both feet in. I would do the Linux Plus exam and go from there. One recommendation I have is go check out the Linux Foundation. The Linux Foundation has some great Linux courses. Let's actually just go ahead and pull it up. Let's see, how do I share my site? Okay, so definitely go out. If you're interested in Linux, go check out the Linux Foundation. Why is this looking so weird? Sorry guys, I'm not using my normal streaming software. Okay, so yeah, go check out the Linux Foundation. They have a lot of great courses. I'm actually doing a video with the Linux Foundation again. I did one a while back where we gave away some training, but you can search by system administration. They talk right here about the different certification courses for you. Definitely go check out the Linux Foundation if you're interested in a career as a Linux administrator. There's tons of great jobs out there, and I won't say that well, you know, I will say we are giving away some of the Linux Foundation exam bundles in our holiday giveaway in December, so be on the lookout for that. Blue Lantern, my end goal is to get into machine learning, but I work in a factory and would like to transition into a white collar job. You know, Blue Lantern, I can 100% relate to you on that. I worked in manufacturing for years. I worked in manufacturing for over 5 years. I left manufacturing to become a bulldozer operator for several years, and I finally got fed up. You know, I was making great money. I was a bulldozer operator. I was making like 70 grand a year. I was making bank, but it was mind numbing, and I hated the work. I was working stupid hours. So I left and got an entry-level job in IT. I took a pay cut for a few years, making like, I went down to like $50,000 a year. But within 3 years of entering the field, I was in the IT, after being in the IT field for only 3 years, I went from an entry-level help desk position all the way up to a director level role. I became a director of network operation, and I'm making, you know, way more than I was ever making at my blue collar job. So keep your eye on the end goal. You know, machine learning is great. There is a lot of money there. And you can go far. My biggest advice to you is don't hesitate to start working in the IT field. Get a job sooner than later. As soon as you can, get a job in the IT field and start building that experience. It will jumpstart your career so much. You won't regret it. So hopefully that's helpful. Yeah, but you're not always connected to the internet. I don't remember what that was about. Oops, sorry for the double post. I thought the first one didn't go through. No worries. I didn't even see the double post, to be honest with you. My software must have eliminated that. 1 second here. What are your thoughts on the Red Hat certifications? You know, I haven't looked into Red Hat certifications too much. If you are definitely going to go down that route, like a Linux Red Hat environment, they are super valuable. Unless you know you're going to work for an employer that uses Red Hat, I wouldn't get any certifications in Red Hat. I get a more generalized certification in like Linux Plus and stuff like that first, and then go that way. So you know, like if you're just getting a certification, like, you know, you want to do something with Linux, don't go get a very specific certification in Linux. Go to get a broad certification until you actually land a job where you need that specific certification, like Red Hat Certs. So get that Linux Plus to get you foot in the door to that job. And once you get that job, you'll be like, oh, we're using Red Hat. Okay, I'm going to start getting these Red Hat certifications. And more than likely, since your employer uses Red Hat and you're getting the certifications while you're there, they're going to probably pay for those certifications that way, because they're more expensive as well. So get those broad general certs to get you into the field, you know, into the type of job role you want to be in, and then go more for those higher end specialty certs if that's something you're really interested in. If you really start digging in and start enjoying Red Hat, by all means become a product expert in Red Hat, but know that you can get kind of siloed off if you do that as well, and you'll only work on those style systems. Or if you want to be more broad, you just keep to those broad certifications. Hopefully that was helpful. Do you ever see Windows updating the Active Directory user interface to something a little more modern, since it's been the same since 2003? I think the closest we're going to get to something newer is what we're seeing with the Microsoft Azure interface, the Active Directory interface in Azure. I think it's going to move to something like that. And that's about it, if we move that far. But while you're still using an on-prem Active Directory, no, it's going to look the same. They're never going to change that. Why bother? I mean, it's just a user interface. You know, it's still going to do the same thing. So why update the GUI? Why reinvent the wheel when it's already working? It doesn't need to be sexy. It's not customer facing, it's internal facing. But if Microsoft ever does pull the trigger, it's going to look a lot like what the Azure Active Directory cloud platform looks like, I feel. CCNA for a knock job? Absolutely. You know, I work in the knock, and I don't have my CCNA. And it depends, because not all network operation centers run Cisco gear, but Cisco has really set the gold standard when it comes to networking certifications. I have never met someone that's like, man, I wish I didn't get a CCNA. I wish I would have got the Juno certification. You know, CCNA is you're never going to regret getting that certification. So it's definitely can open the doors to a knock position. I found your channel from the KevTech Discord. Well, thank you. KevTech is an amazing resource. If you guys haven't checked out KevTech IT here on YouTube or his Discord, there's a great community there. So welcome. I'm glad you're joining. And I was gonna say we got quite a few viewers tonight, you know. So I wonder if KevTech had said something. I'm currently studying for CompTIA. Unfortunately, I'll have to take a pay cut to get into a help desk job, but I know I will need to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. Absolutely. That's the one thing that sucks, is a lot of times when people are looking to make the career change into the technology field, you're going to have to take a pay cut. You're going to have to start back at zero at that entry level help desk position with no seniority. You're going to lose all that. And it sucks. And you're going to have to probably take a pretty good pay cut for like a year or two. But if you keep your eye on the end goal and follow your dreams, you're going to be back to making and succeeding what you were making prior at your previous position. Like I said, I took about $20,000 a year pay cut to enter the IT field, and it took me about 3 years to start making that much and then succeeding it. I was making just a little bit less, you know, when I left. You know, about a year into the field, I was making close to the same as what I was making when I left manufacturing as a bulldozer operator. So know the money will come back, but your happiness and sanity and your quality of life, especially for your family members, is going to be much improved in the long run. It's definitely going to be worth it. So what are some of your biggest health concerns that you need to be concerned about in the IT industry? You know, there's some of the obvious ones people have for you, where there's a lot of sitting, you're staring at computer monitors all day long, you know, weight gain. There's some of the obvious ones. A lot of times you're lifting heavy servers into racks. And then there's the specialized ones where, depending on where you work in IT, like if you work for a hospital, if you're near x-ray equipment, if you're near something that's radioactive, you never know what kind of machinery you're around sometimes. Obviously, the biggest health concerns I think is obesity in the IT field, though, because you're just not as active. You're sitting at a desk all day. Things to help avoid that is definitely like sit-stand desks, stuff like that. Having good posture is one of the most important things. I'm horrible with that. I slouch all the time, but trying to remind yourself to sit up straight, have good posture. Otherwise, your back is going to kill you. So. What do you recommend for improving interview skills? I'm getting some help desk interviews, but I'm pretty bad at interviewing. Practice makes perfect. In all honesty, go out there and start networking with some people. Go on to sites like meetup.com and see if there's any networking events for like IT professionals in your area, and try to go out and start networking with more people and just work on your people skills and your communication skills. And as you're out there talking with people, they're going to give you advice on how to interview and tell them some of the roadblocks you've had. Just get out there and start talking to more people, and you'll find that when you get to these interviews, you'll become less and less nervous the more you go out there and communicate with people. So these meetup events are great for that, and they're starting to come back. When COVID hit, those kind of all went away and dried up. But I've definitely started to see more and more of those start to come back lately. In this kind of post-COVID world. So that's my biggest advice, is go out there, find some networking events where you can talk to other people in the IT career field and start networking with them. Do you recommend building an online presence such as creating blogs, YouTube, LinkedIn, posting on social to increase the probability of getting into positions in IT? Man, you guys are on fire tonight with these amazing questions. Absolutely. This, I think, is one of the best ways if you are serious about getting to IT career field and maybe you don't have that like previous job experience. Creating blogs and YouTube videos about like your home labs and things you're doing in the IT career field is one great way to show you actually do have experience, and it's a good way of documenting that experience. And then when you go for those interviews, you can reference those things, and people, they can go and watch and see, oh wow, this person actually does have good skills, and look, they're having great people skills because they're out there communicating with other people and trying to help grow knowledge. So blogs, YouTube videos, having a really good LinkedIn profile, having a good social media presence where you're not posting things that are questionable, that definitely will help in getting into an IT position. Absolutely. That's a great question there. How do you practice? Practice with real interviews. Some YouTube channels, reading some books, and self-recording isn't enough. Get out there and start networking with people. That's the best way to practice. Get out there and just start talking to people. Find people in the IT field that you can just get out there and communicate and network with. That's really going to build those skills, those communication skills, and really help you during the interview process to talk more smoothly and not stumble over your words. That's the best way to practice, I found. Blue Lantern, follow your dreams. For at least a limited time free resource, IT Pro TV is doing a free cybersecurity weekend. Several other courses will be available. That is awesome. I love when a lot of these IT learning platforms will do like free weekends where you can actually test out their stuff for a weekend for free and try to study and learn as much as possible. That's a great resource. So Lucas, like going on job recruiting events. Absolutely. Check with your unemployment department about job recruiting events. A lot of times they'll have networking meetups and stuff as well. So also, many companies would be doing practice interviews, even if it's not the field you're going into. Yep. I did tech support for a large company for over 10 years doing iOS, Mac OS, and Windows support. Should I take the A+ or go straight for the help desk? If you have over 10 years of doing support for iOS, Mac, and Windows, go straight for the help desk. You don't need the A+. The A plus, no, you're past the A plus. You should have no problem if you have 10 years of experience doing tech support. You're beyond that. The only reason you would need an A plus is if you go to work for an employer that requires it, which in that case is only going to be like the DoD and stuff like that. No, and if you want to make yourself look better, I'd go start looking for that next cert, depending if you want to go into networking or cybersecurity or what. Start looking at what your next certification is going to be. Lucas, consider practicing common tech questions for interviews. Home lab environment to make it easier to speak about during the interview. Helps build confidence as well. Absolutely. What are the most in-demand IT jobs? Cybersecurity definitely is, I think, one of the most in-demand jobs right now. It's kind of a more of a buzzwordy job because there's so many jobs within cybersecurity. You know, you got analysts, you got red team, blue team, purple team, penetration testing. There's a whole bunch to it. But if I had to group it into what the most in-demand jobs were, it'd be cybersecurity. After that, there's always going to be a need for people networking. All the cloud servers, all the servers out there, someone's going to need to connect those all together. Networking is always going to be a highly in-demand job. What's more important than what's an in-demand job is what interests you the most, because that might not be the most in-demand job, but if you do a job that keeps you interested and you're constantly excited to learn new things about that topic, that's going to be the most important thing and go the furthest. Maybe you like voice, maybe you are interested in wireless communication. If that really piques your interest, go after that, because you're going to go way further in this career field than just chasing what's in demand. Making a home lab is great advice. Absolutely. Yeah. Home labs are amazing in so many different ways. You get to actually practice skills you're learning. You get to demonstrate, the skills that you've learned. You get to use those to talk to employers saying, hey, look, not only did I learn this skill, but I built a home lab and this is what I did to build my home lab, and I tested and break it, and my wife yells at me because I take down the internet in the process. So I did this and this to fix it. And that's really going to go a long way in this career field. What are some IT positions that are going to tremendously grow in the near future that we should consider looking at? The cloud. The cloud is exploding right now. And a lot of that's due to COVID. There was a huge push to move everything to the cloud with COVID. And even though COVID has slowed down, the growth of the cloud has not. The cloud is going to be the future. So definitely cloud, cybersecurity are two sectors of IT that are going to continue to explode in growth. And then machine learning, I hate saying machine learning and artificial intelligence, because I feel like those are just buzzwords, but that is definitely going to start growing as well. So data science type of thing. If you can take an IT related course at a community college, you can take an IT related course at a community college to get a school email, which allows you to get a discount on IT related training. Not only that, schools give you access to NetAcad. Absolutely. I took a class. Last time I took a class at my community college was 15 years ago, and I still have my student email because I took that class, and that having that student email gets you tons of discounts in the IT career field. I can tell you CompTIA, I think on nearly all their exam vouchers will give you a discount of like almost up to 50% off if you have a student email address. So having that student email address will actually absolutely save you tons of money down the road. Thoughts on working on printers? It is necessary in a help desk position, but you'll never enjoy it. Especially if your name is KevTech IT support. Printers are frustrating because they constantly have something going wrong with it, and there's not a lot of times good documentation out there for them. They're not well kept up. They're just kind of band-aided together. I could go on and on and on, but you will need to know how to work on printers if you plan on getting a good, successful jump start in your career in the IT field. That's just, you're going to have to do it. It's like a rite of passage that everyone has to go through in the IT field. You know, view it as hazing or whatever. But, you know, printers, yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to deal with printers. The sooner you can get over that, the better. Just learn to enjoy it. Having college school email can get you discounts and access to other things. Although most community colleges, it's free to sign up and you don't actually have to take a class. Yeah, a lot of times you can sign up. Even if you do have to take a class, you can sign up and then drop that class as well. So, would it be wise for techs to keep a sanitized version of completed tickets for reference for when they leave their present company? Yes, but you need to be careful. You know, make sure your employer doesn't think you're taking proprietary information. So what I do, I'll tell you what I do, and it's I have a note-keeping app like Google Notes or something like that I document all my issues I've dealt with and stuff like that. And I've had that through all my employers I've had, so I always can go back and reference it. But I only use it to reference for personal, like for me personally. I never share that information out with anyone. But like if I am like, oh, at my last company, I had to deal with this problem before, if I can't remember what I did to fix this issue, I can go back and look at those notes. So yes, you can, that's a great thing to do for yourself. Just be careful with it. Don't get yourself into hot water. This has been a wonderful live stream. You guys have been on top, keeping me constantly busy answering these really great questions. I mean, this has been an A+ live stream, you guys. I really want to thank you so much so far. We're not wrapping it up yet, but if you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I love doing these live streams, and I miss getting out here and talking to you guys. So what is everyone working on, like certification wise, and the career goals currently? That's one thing I always like to ask and see what people are doing career wise to really build up their skills. What are you guys working on? Oh, excuse me. Huh. It is getting late here. Trying to see the streaming software is being a pain. It's got quiet all of a sudden in the chat. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I think we might wrap up this live stream tonight. This was a really great, super informative live stream that we answered tons of questions. I absolutely loved it. We're definitely doing one next week. I'll have to look at my schedule. Next week, though, we are absolutely doing an A+ study group. I've tried to do one last weekend, but I was just too sick. My voice didn't hold out. So next week, we're going to do an A+ study group. Absolutely. We're overdue for our October study group. And we got a lot of cool stuff coming out. You know, I've officially announced our holiday giveaway that we're going to be doing at the end of November, all the way through the month of December. We're going to be giving away tons of IT learning material. We're going to be giving away access to online e-learning platforms, and tons of other cool stuff. So guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because some of these giveaways, you're going to have, you know, it's like the first 100 people to use this code win the prize. And some of them are going to be randomly drawn. So there's tons of great IT certifications and information we're going to be, and resources we're going to be giving away to you guys. So definitely make sure you guys are subscribed. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm, getting it found by other people to help get the word out about what we're trying to do here, help people grow in the IT career field. Lister, you're working on your Security Plus and would like to get a job as a SOC analyst. Security Plus is a great way to start off in that career path. Working on Security Plus and Linux Plus over here. Absolutely. I'm trying to study for my Linux Plus. You know, it's almost been a year since I said I'm going to take my Linux Plus, and I just haven't had the time to devote to studying towards it. Net Plus and working on learning Linux in general. Awesome. Two great things to be learning. Awesome. I love it. Working on Linux, as mentioned, I want to move up and work with Linux because I hate running cross connects. Absolutely. Linux is a great platform. Like I mentioned, you know, check out the Linux Foundation. They have some really great courses, really good courses and certifications. That's what I needed. I'm glad to help there. Would you be doing a Net Plus or Security Plus study groups too? You know, I've thought about it. Professor Messer does Net Plus and Security Plus study groups and A Plus study groups as well. The problem I just run into is I run out of time. And I have my A Plus. You guys can see it right there. I don't have a Net Plus or Security Plus, so I don't like teaching skills that I haven't officially learned myself. So I'm not saying no, I never will, but probably not in the near future. I'd more than likely bring back my CCNA study groups. I used to do CCNA study groups a while back. I'd be more prompt to bring those back. Or maybe Juniper, because I'm going to start studying for some Juniper certifications. You also have access to all the things community college has to offer, such as community connections and access to equipment and spaces. Yep, that is another great thing. All right, everyone, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream this evening. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. Normally after the live streams, I would say come join us in our Discord for an after party, but I have to work early in the morning, so I don't think we're going to have an after party tonight. You guys are welcome to hang out in our Discord. It is linked down in the description below. If you guys have any other questions that I didn't answer or have any other questions, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure and put them in the comments below. I try to get back to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me this evening and supporting the channel. If you guys didn't know, you can support the channel. We now have memberships where you can get early access to content as it comes out and other cool little perks. If you're interested in joining and becoming a Bearded IT Dad member, the link is actually down in the chat right now. You can sign up to get early access. All right, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy. See if I can figure out how to end this one.